What is good, everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm Charlie from Conscious Creation, and in this video I would like to share with you the 5 stages of a Starseed contract. Now, this information may or may not resonate with you. I remember going through my journey and I came across this information and it was so valuable to me, so I really want to share it if it resonates with you. Now, in the spiritual community, people talk a lot about starseeds, and I don't like the idea of separating. I'm a starseed, you're not a starseed, because we are all these multidimensional beings. We all live on higher states of awareness, and the part of us that comes into the human form is just a tiny part. So we're all connected on that way. However, a starseed is a soul who has done most of their evolutionary work on a different planetary sphere or star system, and they would have risen above the matrix of their home planet. So the matrix being the illusion of separation, seeing yourself as separate from the whole, separate from each other. And you rise above the matrix, you raise your own consciousness, you start to create more of that self-love for yourself and for others around you because you see the connectedness. If you manage to do this, you will then be asked to give back everything that you have learned, which brings me to the first stage of the Starseed contract, that of the invitation. So you will get an invitation to go to a different planetary sphere to help raise the consciousness of that planet. But in order to do this, you must go through a process of lowering your consciousness again in order to be on the same level as everyone else, because you had risen above the matrix. You must then go through a process that allows you to go back into the matrix and be in the same level as everyone else, which brings me onto the second phase of the Starseed contract. This phase is a process called the shattering. The first phase of the shattering is something called the victim. So you must incarnate in 1 or 2 lifetimes onto that planet and experience some heavy trauma. You might have been left in the wilderness by your tribe to starve and suffer. You might have been burnt alive at the stake. You might have been sent off to war. You might have been murdered. Something to you would have happened that created this trauma, this victim mentality. They did that to me. And you start to think that others are not worthy of your love because what they have done to you. Now, this then brings me on to the third phase of the Starseed contract, which is the second phase of the shattering, which is you then must create a perpetrator consciousness. So due to what has happened to you because of that trauma, you then feel you should do it to other people. So because of this, you then cause harm and then you then cause trauma to others. And now you think you are not worthy of love because of what you have done to others. You now see yourself as separate from others and separate from your true self. You have now achieved separation consciousness. You are no longer connected to that divine part of yourself, and you see yourself as merely this flesh suit. So you're now in the matrix and you're now in the illusion, which then brings me on to the fourth part of the Starseed contract, which is the repair. So you will go through a process of repairing and healing all that has happened to you. Now, this awakening usually happens in the heart center. I remember going through my awakening and I started to get all this memory and all these sort of downloads. It was like I remember feeling strongly connected to a few places like that of Lyra and the Pleiades. And I remember going through this process of raising my own consciousness and healing myself. Through this process, it's particularly hard because the amount of psychic noise, everything is designed to distract you. So to actually have the discipline and go ahead and heal yourself is not an easy task. But this is the main point of a Starseed contract, to heal yourself. Because if you manage to heal yourself, you then make it easier for other people to also heal themselves. Now, there are actually millions of starseeds on the planet at the moment, and they're all going through this process of healing. And as lots of people start to raise their own consciousness, it gives other people permission to do the same. And bit by bit, as a collective, the civilization starts to rise out of the matrix, which is pretty incredible. This is the main point of a Starseed contract, but usually you want to give more, which means you like to give your gifts. So things that you have learnt from other lifetimes, you want to give that gift onto others, whether it be crystals, healing, meditation, qigong, whatever resonates with you, you want to then give and help with that. Now, the fifth and final part of the contract is just really simple. It's known as the return. So once your job is done, you can do whatever you want. You can have a sabbatical. You can go back to your home planet. You can stay here. You can do whatever your soul resonates with. So thank you for watching. I will put a free meditation below that can help open up and connect to your heart center, which can help you with the process of awakening and healing if you want to give it a go. Peace, much love, and take care.